So I am working on some watch straps, currently cutting these out, and I want to use this piece, which is a 3x4. I really liked the mix of those two patterns. It's part of this sheet. So I just cut this out, and I'm going to line up where I want to cut my watch bands. So I want to see right where I'm placing this so that I can make sure I've got everything where I want it to be. Because I can't see through my die, I'm going to use one that I've already cut out so I can see where I'm placing things. So I want some of that pink flower in there. I want some of the greenery. Let's see, try to keep this straight as I can. But I also want to connect the white and the black so it makes sense. So I want to have a little peek of that at least showing. So I think we want to do at least this much. Maybe we'll go over this way. And that way we're kind of cutting into more than one flower. Just finding where I want this to be, where it makes sense. Okay. I think that works, and that's showing enough. Now I could place this down on top here, but it won't cut properly, and I won't be able to lift this away. So I'm just going to use this as my guide, place that down and lined up with this, and then I can push my tape down and remove this piece. So if you're trying to fussy cut something, which I say fussy cut, but really this is just lining up, you want your die to be in a specific place. A really good way to do that is to cut it out, use this as a template so you can see where you're placing things, and then that'll help. Use lots of tape as well because you want to hold that into place. So that's why I grabbed an extra piece of that. So now I'm going to run this through. And fingers crossed, it will look the way that we want it to look. And it's straight and it's lined up and all that good stuff. And yeah, I am happy with that. We got some flowers, we got both the polka dots. And then what I'm gonna do is, because I want this to be the opposite, I'm gonna flip my die so that I have my stitched edge matching. We'll have our band, we'll have our watch piece, and then we'll have our other band, and we want the stitch to be this way. So I'm going to match this up, and I'm going to run this right up against the edge of that. So just a sliver, the tiniest of slivers of that paper is showing through. And again, I'm going to add an extra piece of tape. I'm going to run this on this corner, try and catch both sides so that it'll stay exactly where we want it to, because we want the white polka dot and the black polka dot to line up as close as possible. Got a whole bunch of these cut out to make a bunch of Valentine's Day watches. I also have another older collection that, if these turn out the way that I'd like them to, I might even make some more. Of course, I always bite off more than I can choose. But here we go. So we have our stitch on either side, and those connect not perfectly, but it's okay because it's going to make sense when they're separated. Like, you're not going to see that big of a difference once it's actually placed. And maybe we'll put it on a pink background or a teal background, something to really make those colors pop. I haven't played around with that yet. Right now I'm just working on sort of how I want the watch bands to be.